welcome to another video. Today it is my Christmas present fabric haul. I got lots of lovely things for Christmas, but the predominant feature was fabric. It's like my friends and family know me well or something. There are a few fabrics that you've seen before in Vlogmas, and then I showed you some in the video that I did the other day, although I didn't do any close-ups of them, which I will be doing today so you can see them a little bit better. This was an early Christmas present from the very lovely Rachel from Stitched Up. She sent me two of these white peacock silk panels. I'm going to try and show you, but I think I'll do better to put up the image from the website on here as well. So she sent me two of these panels from Stitch Fabrics. I love Stitch Fabrics, as will become very clear as we go along. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. I want to show off the peacock to its full advantage, but I don't really wear caftans and those kind of things ever. I was thinking about a bias cut dress and just kind of embracing the fact that the print would be on the diagonal, because I really love the Sicily dress. I think that would be gorgeous, and if I have enough of this fabric I would be tempted to lay out the pattern pieces to see how they'd come out on this, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. But this was a really lovely Christmas present, so thank you very much, Rachel. Next we have some more fabric from Stitch Fabrics, and this time this is my Christmas present from Mum and Dad. So this is an Italian cotton. It's quite a heavyweight cotton, and it has this border, so the yellow and then the kind of like Majolica tile border on this side. This is, to me, is very Dolce & Gabbana-esque. It is a heavyweight cotton. I've got 3 meters of it. It was the last 3 meters that they had in stock, so I'm sorry I bought the last of it. I want to make a trouser and kind of bustier, not like a corset top, a very fitted top with straps, because I want to utilize this part here for the waistband and then for the straps on the top as well. I think that would look really cool. I'm not sure which patterns I'm going to make with this one yet, but I do really love this print. I've been eyeing it up for ages. I know Rachel from Stitched Up has bought some as well, although I think she was planning on making the wraparound trousers with it, and this is too heavyweight for those. Although I do think this will work for trousers, so that's what I am intending to make with this one. Although I'm not ruling out a dress, and again utilizing this border part for straps, waistbands and trim around the hem of the skirt if I do go for a dress. I have a feeling it's going to be trousers. Pretty sure it's going to be trousers. Then I have 4.8 meters of this crinkle rayon from Stitch Fabrics. I wonder if any of you can guess why I bought this one. I ordered 5, but they only had 4.8 left in stock, so I have a little note from them saying that they owe me £2 off my next order, which is very sweet of them. I really want to make a Vogue 9345 with the long bishop sleeves in this one, so a midi skirt and then the long bishop sleeves, because I have been wearing the version that I've made of that already all the time, and I think it would look fabulous in this print. And this print, despite it being rayon, is going to work really well with the Pirate Capsule collection. It's the right kind of colours. I think this is going to be a Vogue 9345, and this fabric was also from Mum and Dad. Next up we have this beautiful John Caldor rayon. I have 3 meters of this. The very lovely Candy gave me a £50 voucher for Minerva, and I basically put in rayon or viscose and just to see what they had. This was my favourite print out of all of them. The background on this is actually a really dark navy. It does kind of come across as black on screen, but it is a very dark navy, and it's corally peachy colours, so it's much cooler in tone than the current collection I'm working on. I think I could squeeze it in, but I do think this might work better in a different collection. I have plans for this Vogue dress. I can never remember the number because I haven't made it yet, so it's not ingrained in my brain. I think it would look really pretty made up in this fabric. Also from Minerva is a ½ meter of this faux grey suede. I bought this to use as some contrast panels on the Stylark Ziggy jacket. I have a beautiful faux suede from Joann's with some kind of foiled flowers all over it that the very lovely Erica Lee got me a couple of years ago now. Wow, and I've been threatening to make a Ziggy jacket out of that for ages, although I'm terrified of the Ziggy jacket because Stylark patterns instructions are brief at the best of times. But I wanted this to use for the top of the shoulders and for the yoke panels that are quilted. I think this is too light for the fabric that I want to pair it with, but this fabric is lovely. I really like this faux suede. It will be great for bag making, and I am very tempted to go back and buy more of the tan colorway to make myself a tan faux suede jacket, because I would really like one of those. But this was with the, this is from Minerva and was part of the £50 gift voucher that the very lovely Candy gave me. So next up, my lovely brother and Big Bird gave me and Mum a voucher for Dragonfly Fabrics. Mum couldn't find anything on the site that she really loved, so she very kindly let me buy her gift voucher from her. So I owe Mum some money for fabric shopping, but it did mean that I could get myself 3 meters of this petal floral fabric, which is in the wine colorway. It has little mustard spots all over it, so it's going to work really well with the Pirate Capsule collection. I have 3 meters of it, and I'm hopeful that I can get this Vogue, I think it's the 9076 dress. I'm really hopeful that I can use this fabric for that pattern. I think I may need to buy a little bit extra of it, although I do have some of the kind of wine coloured crinkle viscose in a solid in my stash, which could work really well for the kind of yoke and waist pieces of that dress. Although we all know that I have had not the best luck in kind of combining fabrics, but I think that could work. I'm really excited about that dress. I love that dress. I've been wanting to make it for ages, and I think this is the fabric that I'm going to do it in. And then the final fabric Christmas present that I have to show you is this teal or turquoise boiled wool from Stitch Fabrics. The very lovely Wilson got this for me. I gave him a wish list of this and the kind of yellowy rose print floral, and he picked the boiled wool, which was very, very lovely of him. I have 3.5 meters of this. I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to make with it, but having had a look through my pattern stash, I want to make the Vogue 9037 with this. I'm going to make version C. Now this is an unlined coat, which is perfect for boiled wool, because boiled wool, very lovely, doesn't actually unravel, so you can cut it and leave the edges raw and it won't fray over time. However, this is me we're talking about, and I want to make my life difficult, so I'm going to take this unlined pattern and I'm going to add a lining and a hem facing to it to finish this off the way that I want. You will be seeing this fabric again because it's actually part of my Make 9 plans for 2021, so this will give you an idea of what colour palette I'm going for. I think that coat's going to be really, really pretty. I think it's going to be quite a functional coat in my wardrobe as well. It's not super fitted, but it does have shaping to it. It fastens with press studs and it has a tie belt on it to give it even more shaping. I mean, I obviously live in the UK and we have the kind of weather that we probably need coats right through till June. So planning kind of a spring coat is not the craziest thing in the world, and I'm really looking forward to making that one. So yeah, I'm really pleased that Wilson decided to go for the teal wool, and I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I love this colour, if you hadn't already guessed. Then I had 3 lovely pattern swap partners, which was amazing. 2 of which were PDFs and 1 of which was a physical pattern swap partner. So the very lovely Jennifer, with 1 N, got me a $25 gift voucher for Etsy, which was amazing. I was going through and I did ask Jennifer if she had any patterns that she thought I should head for, but she didn't really have any kind of like specific ones for me to have a look at. So I ended up buying 3 patterns with my gift voucher. The first was a vintage one. It's Butterick 6636. It's a size 16 for a 38 bust, which should fit me. I didn't know this was for knit fabrics. I didn't realise that, but I absolutely loved the look of it. I thought the detailing around the underbust was really interesting, and I love the sleeves on the blue and white short version. I won't make the maxi and I won't make it as short as theirs. I'll probably end up doing it sort of like midi version, somewhere in between, but I really, really love this pattern. So I got that one from Etsy, and then the other one I got from Etsy was the Vogue 8489, which again is for knit fabrics, and I had no idea, although they both have zips in the back, so I'm thinking kind of stable knits. I just loved this. I thought it was really, really interesting. I was kind of imagining doing the kind of V and waist or kind of empire line detailing in a solid colour like they've done with View D. I was thinking that would look really, really cool, and it would be a good way to use up some of the smaller scraps I have left over from when I make some shirts and tops from some of my solid colours to match in with some of my patterns. And then the final pattern I got from Jennifer was the Black Snail waistcoat pattern. I'm sure it's got a much more specific name than that, but I will have put a picture up on screen for you guys. I think it's Edwardian, I think. but I really liked the star lines on this and I thought it was really interesting. I thought it could be modernized as well, or definitely at least, if not modernized, then used for history bounding, which is something that I'm becoming more and more interested in. Although I'm not yeah, I love the idea of history bounding, but I'm not sure, I haven't made anything from anything but the 1930s onwards, so going back further than that into history of fashion, nothing else, is very interesting to me. So there are a lot that I am interested in making, and I just really like the look of that waistcoat. I was also paired with a very lovely Teresa, and Teresa sent me a whole bunch of Simplicity goodies as a physical package, which was lovely. Bias binding, buttons, a little pouch, a keyring and a little charm and things like that, which were all adorable. And she also sent me this pattern from DP Studios, and it's the drape top. The minute I saw this one I was like, I love this. I like a lot of DP Studios patterns, and I basically said to Jennifer and Teresa, whatever you want to get me I will be happy with, and I'm really happy to try different things if you think that they'll suit me. But they both agreed that this drape top was the one, and the very lovely Teresa got that one for me. So I was very spoiled by my PDF partner. And then actually today my physical partner sent me a whole bunch of patterns, and I have featured these in the vlog from today, but I'll go through them really quickly with you. So the first one is McCall's 8123, which is a coat that I absolutely adore and will totally make. Next we have McCall's 7925, which is a button-up dress, which kind of reminds me a lot of some Zimmermann patterns that have been going around recently. Then we've got McCall's 8078, which is another Angela Clayton, and it's for different shirt waists. I really like that these stop at the waist, although I can see myself adding a small peplum to them so that they stay tucked into skirts, because I would probably wear them with more modern skirts and trousers rather than the sort of Edwardian style that they're meant to be worn with, I think. Next is Simplicity 9086, which is a costume pattern, but I just loved that coat and I can totally see myself making this and wearing it as everyday wear rather than a costume, although it is very cool. Next we've got Simplicity 9174, which is a beautiful knit dress. I just really love this one. I would probably do view B with the cuffed sleeves. I like A, but I think I would prefer the sleeves to be slightly gathered around the wrist, or I think they might even be 7/8 long. But I think this is a really lovely dress and I love the detailing on this, so I can see myself making that very soon. Next we have Butterick 6724, which is another knit dress with some asymmetric details, and I really like the striped version that they've got on the envelope of this one. I can see myself making that very soon. Then we've got Butterick 6726, which is another shirt dress. I really liked the kind of double-breasted nature of the top of the shirt dress there, and I would make view B for sure with the fuller skirt. Then we've got Butterick 6731, which is a top pattern with some tie details at the waist, which I think is gorgeous. I love all the versions of this and totally can see myself making all of these versions. Then we've got McCall's 8083, which is a button-up dress. I love view B and view C. I can see myself making A as well, but I prefer the sleeves on the other two, and I would make a very full skirt on this one. Then we've got McCall's 8121, which is a little moto jacket by Nicole Miller, and absolutely gorgeous. I really like the fabric that they've done this one in, so again I can see myself making that very soon. Finally, McCall's 7977, which is a gorgeous top and would fit very well into the 70s pirate capsule collection that I'm currently working on. View A especially, possibly view C as well. I like the detailing of the cinching at the waist. I wouldn't do view B. I mean, I would do view B, but I would add the cinching at the waist in for that one. So yeah, that was the final pattern from the very lovely Heather. As you can see, I was thoroughly spoilt this Christmas. I have many plans, all of which I really do need to be getting on with. As it stands at the moment, everything with the house move is still up in the air, so we don't know when we're moving as yet. Who knows when I'll have a new sewing room to get all this done in, but I shall be carrying on working on the dress, the Vogue 8997 dress that I'm working on at the moment, and then on to trousers. Hopefully some of which, one of the patterns will work for this fabric from Stitch from Stitch Fabrics though, that border print one, because I do think that's going to look awesome as summer trousers. That is everything that I got for Christmas. So I was thoroughly spoiled this Christmas, and it was absolutely wonderful. Very happy. Can't wait to get all of these things sewn up. Which is your favourite fabric and what would you make with it? What do you think of my pattern pairings with the fabrics that I've got? Do you have any other suggestions? Let me know in the comments down below. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!